So it's Saturday, 2 weeks before the start of the Cape Rat Ultra. I've come out here for a little bit of trail action. Been a lot of road action in the last week and a half or so. And I'm fully loaded today. I have all, can you see that? I have all the mandatory kit with me today just to see what it feels like on the trail, and feels heavy. I reckon I'm about 3.5 kilos. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. So as you'll have seen from that last clip, I went out over the weekend with my pack fully laden with all mandatory kit, all liquids, all food, just to see how it felt. I found pockets that I never knew existed in my pack. Maybe it's not so bad after all. But it was a very good exercise to do, and I would recommend anybody who hasn't done it already to get out there and put in some miles with your pack fully loaded. We should all be in the taper right now. I love getting to the taper. Get here safe and sound, injury free, and now it's time to just sit back, let the body heal up, rest up, and let's all get to the start line safe and sound. But this week is about the virtual recce, and in order to do a virtual recce, I've already gone in and taken a quick look, and the good news is, spoiler alert, I'm less concerned about the race now than I was before I did the virtual recce. So one of the main reasons I'm not as concerned as I might otherwise be is that I've been onto the Cape Rat website. I've taken a look at the videos for all 8 days, and for the most part what I'm seeing is people running on well-defined trails or tracks or roads that seem to stretch off for long distances in front of them. So that gives me confidence, because the reason I do a virtual recce is not to get a feeling for what the terrain is like, or not to see how steep the hills are. I'm bought into all of that. I know I'm going to be running on all sorts of terrain. I know I'm going to be climbing and descending. The main reason I do a virtual recce is so I don't get lost. I don't want to get lost, and I don't want to add additional miles to my day by missing a turn. So let's jump onto the website and take a look at what I look at when I'm doing a virtual recce. Okay, so I've jumped onto the website here, and I'm going to take you through my approach to navigation. Everybody will obviously take a different attack on that. Some people are very detail oriented. I'm kind of a 10,000 feet in the air navigation person. So the first thing in that regard that gave me a warm feeling that this might be okay was this line here on the website, which says our route generally follows the only path or track on the ground. It is the only logical way. So I'm expecting that on this course, for the majority of it, 90% plus, I'll be following a well-defined path or road on the ground, and it's fairly clear to me the direction I should be following. Okay, perfect, happy days. The next piece is the final 10%, where I could potentially get lost or take the wrong turn, which, as I already mentioned, I don't want to do. So how do I get around that? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do myself a favor, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of this page here, and I'm going to download the GPX files. So I have a Phoenix 5 watch. I expect the majority of people doing the race have a watch capable of downloading these, or at least taking these GPX files, and you'll have the map then available to you on your watch. Now I can use that at a pinch if I have to, but actually my eyesight with my contact lenses isn't great for small print, so what I will be using is the Outdoor Active app on my phone if the need arises. So that is here. So you can see here I've already downloaded the well, actually I haven't downloaded them, and that's an important point actually. I've just opened up my app and I've gone to the route here, but I am going to want to have the offline maps available. So that is in this Outdoor Active, that is a paid for extra. As you can see here, let's say I want it to be the 3D, but you do have this option Try Pro Plus for free. So as you can see here, there is this option to try free for 30 days. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for the Pro Plus, since you can try both of them free for 30 days. This is going to give me that 3D nice relive video as well, which I'll probably upload to the YouTube video that I create afterwards also. So that is what I will be doing. So if I get stuck and I can't find where I am, I will be taking out my phone. Even without cellular reception, I will be able to see where I am on the map relative to the red line. So if I come back here, close this. If you haven't used it before, it just shows you, here's the route, it shows you relative to that red line where you are. Let's say it might be a blue dot, and you can zoom right in and see, whether you're right on the dot or whether you're off it. And ideally you're not gone off down some valley and
need to come back, but if you have done that, at least it shows you exactly where you are relative to the correct course. Alright, so I've jumped back across to the Cape Rat website because there is a lot of information contained in the route tab here at the top of the screen. There are the 8 days laid out. It's getting close now, guys, getting very, very close. So first thing I want to know is, how does it all play out? So we've got 23 miles, easy day, you know, not too much elevation. Day 2 and 3, 35 miles, 42 miles. Day 3, the hard day. Day 4, effectively a rest day almost at 22 miles. 5, 6 and 7, 27 miles, 45 miles, the longest day. Day 6, 38 miles, day 7, and then easy last day after 7 days of being out in the hills at 16 miles. So I'm not going to go through every day, but the next thing I would do is take a look at, let's say, day 1. And again, at my 10,000 foot view, this is actually what I'm interested in. I can see I'm going straight along the waterfront here for a while. Then I'm taking a right hand turn inland. Then I'm taking a right hand turn over towards the road here, and a left hand turn to the finish of day 1. So if I were to look at all the other days, it's where are these main turning points? You know, are they checkpoints? Is there something very obvious there that's going to let me know when I need to turn? And those are the things that I'll be keeping an eye out, because I know it's very clear here from running along by the loch that I'm running along by the loch. I don't need to worry too much until I get to the point where I need to turn off. That's what I'm interested in. The other thing on this page is, obviously, it has the distance, 34 kilometers. It has the time here, so in or around 5 hours 20, and it shows me that there's not that much elevation in it. As I said, I'm not too worried about these items because, you know, come what may, we're going to have to get through the day, but I'm very interested in making sure that I take the right turns. So turn here, I know there's a manned checkpoint. I'm not sure what this is, haven't looked at it yet, but again, I can see even already here that there's some high ground here on my right hand side as I'm running along. There's going to be a valley then at the end of that high ground that I can make my way into. So it's features like this that I'm going to be using to help me ensure that I'm following the right path.
It's Saturday morning, 1 week before the start of the Cape Rat Ultra, or at least 1 week and 1 day. I'm down here in Glendalough, and I'm on a part of this trail that I haven't been on for a long time, and I gotta say, it is mind-blowing. It is stunning. It is world class, which is good because I'm meeting up with some colleagues that I haven't seen since pre-pandemic times, and we're going to do this loop a little later on. The deer don't scare easy around here. What an unbelievable morning. I could not be happier. But time to wrap up this episode on course recce. So, key takeaways. 1, put the maps on your watch. 2, put the offline maps on your phone and know how to use them. Give a walk around your neighborhood, create a course, and then go out and follow that course using your map. Next, know those key points on the map. Where do you need to turn? What should you be looking out for? How far into the course on a given day are you expecting to see a bothy or a lake or a road? Because one thing, you're going to know how far into each day you are. So if you're 10 miles or 10 kilometers, you're expecting to see the first high point of the day. 15 kilometers, you're expecting to turn left at a checkpoint. 25 kilometers, you're expecting to see a body. You know, but what I would say more than anything is, don't get caught up in the navigation. You don't need to know everything. I take you back to that first line I showed. For 90% of this course, we are going to be following, just as I am here, the only logical way to get from A to B. So get out there and enjoy it! Whoa! All you birders out there, tell me what birds are in my vicinity.